Hello to all you BDHQ family. My name is Erica. I'm your friendly neighborhood Tuesday night yoga instructor. I've been teaching that class for 2.5 years, and it's so great to see the class growing and having lots more people now that Michelle's brought in so much more people, more energy, more classes. It's been fantastic, but I know there are some of you who have not tried my class, so I want to give you a little taste of what we do in yoga. I'm going to show you 2 sequences that we did last week, and we're going to be working on them again this week. And the first one's fairly accessible. You'd probably be able to do that if you want to give it a try. The second one's a bit more advanced, and that's why we're still working on it, continuing to work on it, and we're going to break it down and work on the different sections before we put it all together. So you can either do this with me if you happen to be at home and have the space and feel motivated, or if you're just watching, maybe you're at work even, I won't tell anybody, just watch and see what we do. So starting in downward dog, you can always walk the legs out a little bit here to wake up the hamstrings. And then coming to center, and bringing that right foot forward into a nice high lunge. Make sure the knee is over the ankle, not in front of the ankle or too far back here. Try to drop your hips so they're in line with that knee. And then turn your back heel in so it comes down to the floor and the foot is at a 90-degree angle from the front foot. And then just bring your arms up, coming into Warrior 2. Try to sink your hips so they're level with that front knee, keeping the knee over the ankle. The arms are nice and wide and really light. The shoulders are away from the ears. And we're going to drop that back hand down, really light on the back leg so you can take it away at any point, not putting any weight into the back leg. The front palm turns up. Inhale to lengthen everything out of the pelvis. Keep that length as you exhale and reach the arm up to the sky and then back towards the back wall. Come back up through center. Turn the back heel up again so you come onto the toes. Bring the hands to the heart. Sink the hips still. Lengthen the spine. Then exhale, twist to the right. Bring that left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Press the elbow into the knee, the hands into each other, and twist. Then we're going to do that again. Turn the back heel down. The foot faces 90 degrees, so the toes are facing the side wall. Lengthen the spine as you come back. Exhale, spin those arms around. Turn the back heel up. Bring the elbow to the outside of the knee. Inhale back to reverse warrior. That back hand is super light. The front or the top arm is reaching. And exhale, spinning around. The back heel comes up. One last time. Inhale, lengthen, reach back. Exhale, spinning forward and twisting. And then come to the center. Bring both hands down to the floor. You can either step that front foot back, the back foot forward, or from that first lunge you can do a hop switch where the hips sink and then pop up and you switch the feet. Turn the back heel down so the right foot is now facing the side wall. Spin those arms up, sink the hips, spread the legs wide, shoulders relax, and then the back hand comes really lightly to that back leg. Front hand palm faces up. Inhale to lengthen out of the pelvis. Keep the hips nice and low as you lengthen your spine and reach the left hand for the back wall. Actually, more like the back corner where the wall meets the ceiling. Inhale up, pop that back heel up and twist. Hips are nice and low, twisting as much as you can to the left. Back heel comes down, inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, twist. If you're losing your balance, like I just did, you can bring your feet wider than hips width. That'll give you a bit more balance. You can always drop the back knee here. If balance is really an issue, then staying down on the back knee. Inhale. The hand can come towards the heel, reaching back. Exhale, twist. If balance isn't an issue, of course, that back knee stays up. The heel comes down as you reach back. And then exhaling to twist. Come back to center. Bring the hands down and step that foot back Take a couple of breaths here. Really pushing the floor away with the hands. Lift the upper arm bones away from the floor so you're not sagging too much towards the floor. Those low ribs are reaching away from the mat. And then you're pressing your shoulders back towards your knees. Taking a couple more breaths. And then we'll start with that left leg forward. So lifting the hips up but keeping them square. Bringing that foot forward so that's directly under the knee again. Inhale up to crescent lunge. Take the low ribs towards the back wall. Sink through the hips and tuck the tailbone. Hands come to the heart. We're going to start with that revolved lunge. So twisting to the left, hooking the right elbow to the outside of the knee and twist. And then look down at that front foot. We're going to step the back leg so that the knee is going to come just outside the heel and the shin is going to come out at about a 30-degree angle. The top of the foot comes down. So you have space here. Push into the top of that shin and the foot. Squeeze the elbow into the knee into the elbow to come down somewhat gracefully into your Matsyendrasana twist. And then if you want a bit more of a challenge, if that's not enough of a challenge, we're going to bring the hands down, shoulder width apart. So as if you're doing a push-up. Bring the hips nice and high up into the air. So I'm coming right up onto the toes. And then lean forward a little bit. The right elbow is snug in with that left outer knee, or a little bit higher if you can, to come into a revolved side crow. Feet are off the ground if they can. And then if you want to get really challenging, start to straighten those legs before bringing them back in, placing them down, using grace, control, ease, as much as you can. Inhale, lengthen, twist. Taking a look back, use a little bit of momentum and pushing into the top of the shin and the back foot. See if you can come up. Didn't quite make it with the hands together. And then step that leg back and come into the twist. Bring the hands down and then either step the feet to switch them or do the hop switch. Coming up to the crescent lunge, take those side ribs back, sink the hips, hands come to the heart. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Left elbow comes to the outside of the right thigh. Push into the twist. Gaze comes down, stepping that back shin forward and out at an angle. Squeezing everything together to come nice and slowly down. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. You might just stay here. This might be enough for you. Or, I'm going to move over a little bit to have more room. Or, the hands come down, the hips come really high, so getting as high as you can, pushing into both feet. Hands at shoulder distance, and then it's leaning forward. It's not about coming up, it's just about leaning forward to bring those legs up, and then placing them down. Make sure you're on your mat, especially with that front foot as you twist, and then gaze comes back forward, pressing into the top of the back shin to help yourself up. Having a focal point really helps with these transitions. Come into the twist, up into the lunge, crescent lunge, hands come down, step back to downward dog, take a couple of breaths, and then look between the hands, bend the knees, bring the knees down to the floor, take a couple of breaths. So that's a taste of some of the things we do. Those are obviously the more vigorous active flows. We also do lots of slow static movements to really stretch the muscles, get into the fascia. So you don't have to be able to do any of that to come to the class and to get a lot out of it. Last week when we were doing especially that second sequence, everybody was falling, everybody was laughing, half the people were watching the other people who were trying it. Some people didn't bother trying, which is great. It's all great, it all works, it all fits together. And the more you practice, the better you'll be, and you'll also notice a benefit in your other classes if you start coming to yoga. Namaste. See you on Tuesday nights.